To you, Mark.
Hi, Steve.
How's things going up there? We're about -4 here this morning. What sort of temperature you got up there?
It'll probably be about 31 degrees. At the moment, it's about 9:30 up here in the morning, so it'll climb to probably 36 in the afternoon and get down to about 26 overnight, and that's every day of the year. So you don't have a lot of change here, Steve.
Have you adapted? I mean, or do you miss those cold, chilly mornings here in New Zealand just to sort of smarten you up?
No, I don't miss them at all, Steve. Not at all. You miss going to Queenstown in the winter, but you don't miss the winter in general.
All right. Hey, listen, you're having a wonderful season up there, Mark. You're currently leading the premiership. You're on 50 wins, more than what you put up last year. But 2 years ago, of course, you went close to winning the premiership yourself.
Yeah, that's right, Steve. We finished second a couple of years ago, and it was a bit of a rebuilding year last year. A lot of horses had reached their grade, and we retired quite a few horses and just developed some other horses that the benefits are showing this year, Steve. So, no, things are ticking along very, very well, actually.
Got to ask, I mean, we saw it in the past with the likes of David Hayes with his stable in Australia when he went to Hong Kong. Are you finding it as having an impact on your stable here in New Zealand, the success you're having in Singapore and some of those horses that you were sending that, quite frankly, could have performed here, but you've taken them to your Singapore stable?
Oh, absolutely, Steve. Like a prime example, who's just arrived up here is Rockfast. Like, obviously, he would have been a rising 4-year-old at home that would have contested all the big races. But obviously the prize money up here, Steve's a big attraction, isn't it? And the very low training fees. So, you know, you've got to do the best for your owners. Yep. And a lot of owners, now that they've been through Singapore, been to the races and really enjoyed the experience, they're very keen for their horses to come up here. Like our maiden races, Steve, start at 75,000. So it's a very, very attractive for owners. And also they have what they call owners rebates here. Steve, every runner they have, if they don't win or run last, they get a $900 rebate from the turf club for running that weekend. So it's very, very attractive for owners to race here.
Yeah, that was going to be my thing, just to clarify that for people sitting at home. Obviously, I'm aware of the fact that, yeah, that $900, I mean, so you race 2 or 3 times in the month. As you say, the cost of training your horse up there is reduced significantly by doing that.
Yeah, exactly. And you've got no travelling expenses either, Steve, because we train on the track, we trial on the track, and we race on the track. So there's no... And the vet fees and all those sort of things, Steve, are heavily subsidised. Like, I'll just give you an example. To scope a horse in Singapore, it's $10 to the owners, and it'd be well over $100 back home. So that's just one example of how heavily subsidised vet fees are as well.
Yeah, obviously your base of owners is broadening as a result. Hey, listen, you currently lead with 50 wins, 7 ahead of Michael Friedman on 43, Laurie Laxon, former champion trainer there, on 41. What hope you're hanging on with a few months to go?
Yeah, I tend to think Laurie, or as they know him up here as Hugh Hefner, he's probably still the one to beat. If he puts his mind to it. And, you know, he still will be the one to beat. He's got a strong team around him, and he's got some nice horses, and he's got the major owner here, Mr. C.K. Poor, and he's always got nice horses coming through the system the whole time, Steve. Yeah,
they call him that because he wears a smoking jacket, isn't that right?
yeah, that's right, Steve.
It's got nothing else to do with anything. Michael Free, we're just showing it on the screen here. You're with 50 winners. Listen, when you ran second back there 2 years ago, what sort of a winning number of wins, should I say, that you will need, do you think, to see yourself home here, Michael? Do you need sort of 80 wins?
Steve, the last 2 years, I think last year Laurie might have got to 80, and the year before he might have had about 70, 78 or something like that. So, yeah, I think around 80 to 85, if you could get that sort of number, Steve, I think you'd be hard to hold out sort of thing. So,
Yeah.
as I say, things are ticking over pretty good, Steve, but depends how this new batch of horses that are probably due to race in August, September, if they fire up and come out and win 2 or 3 each, will be obviously hard to beat. But obviously Michael and Laurie are in the same boat as well. They've got a new batch of horses ready to race in the later part of the season as well. So it all depends who has the horses that acclimatise quickest and handle the greater racing up here type of thing.
Yeah, well, you've been there some 5 years now, Mark. This certainly would be something you've probably dreamt about, winning the premiership in Singapore, and it's certainly getting close to fruition as it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, we went pretty close, but I think now we've got a better understanding of what horses suit here as well, Steve, and we've got it down to a pretty fine art now, and obviously the Te Akau owners, David and Karen, do a great job with the owners back home, and we know what horses suit here now, so we're pretty accurate in what we're doing these days.
All right, and listen, before I ask you about the future and what plans you have and how long you're going to be there, etc., let's talk about the weekend. My Lucky Strike goes around in the $250,000 race. The horse looks in very good form.
Yeah, he's only a little horse, Steve, but he came up here from Australia, and he's owned by Mr. Ng, a big owner here, and he's yet to get to 1,200 metres. That's the only question mark, but now that this is basically his second preparation, I'd be confident he will get it, and the horse is in great form, and obviously Nunes, the Brazilian here, he's a very, very good rider, and he's drawn gate number 2, so he's got all things in his favour.
Has Nunes taken over now that Moreira is gone? I dare say the other jockeys must be doing high fives that Joe Moreira isn't riding there.
Oh, exactly, Steve. He was quite a phenomenon, really, and he's done the same in Hong Kong. Just a freak of nature, really, and, even when he travels down to Australia, doesn't he? He just hops on a horse and bang, he wins a Group 1 on them. But listen, Nunes is a great rider, and Michael Rod's here and Corey Brown, and our stable's got the champion apprentice here, Shifty. So we've got all bases pretty much covered. We normally have very good riders on our horses.
All right, well, you race, I think, Friday and Sunday. You've got a number of runners everywhere, My Lucky Strike being one of them. Where to for our best bet? As you know, we can bet here from down under.
Steve, a horse called Alpha Centauri, a keeper horse Dave bought out of Karaka. He's probably our best chance of the weekend. He's a bit unlucky last start in a $100,000 race, and he's in a slightly easier race on Sunday. I think he's probably the best chance this weekend.
All right, mate, thank you for that. Hey, listen, you've been there 5 years. The next 5 years for Mark Walker, do you see yourself still being in Singapore? Ultimately, do you see yourself coming home? Do you see yourself going to other fields, Australia or Hong Kong even?
No, Steve, the family's very happy here, and it's a great place to raise a family. Like the schooling, the schools here are just out of this world. Very, very good education. So Xavier was 9 years old on Monday, and Alexis is 6. So we'll be here for quite some time, and I don't think I'd get Julia out of Singapore anyway, Steve. So no, we'll be here for the long term.
Gee, your kid's 9 and 6. We're getting old, Mark. We're getting old.
Yeah, old and grey, yeah.
Hey, yeah, a little less of the grey, but I've certainly gone that way, my friend. Well, listen, thanks for giving up your time. Good luck for the weekend, and I wouldn't want to see you in a smoking jacket.
No chance of that, Steve.
All right, thanks to you, Mark, and good luck to the team there on